Welcome to the Friday Marketing Jam Session. I'm Tom Gaddis, my co-host Paul James on the stream with us today. We're going to be talking about new Google Map trims, how to profit off of this red hot opportunity. We're going to take your questions. We're going to do some shout outs. We are just going to have an all around good time. So I'm going to cue up the intro. If you don't already have a cool drink, grab one, and we'll see you back here in one momento.
It's time, the moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to grow and scale your business from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, we've returned for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam session. And now, here are your hosts.
Man, listen to that crowd, Paul.
They're going crazy.
They are fired up out there. Listen to that. Oh, yeah. Ready to go. Ready to go.
JR.
Oh, you sound a little crackly all of a sudden for some reason.
I do? Oh, no. Is it better now?
Never fails, right? Everything's perfect right before we go live, and then you go live, and there it is. Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Welcome to the live show. Oh, man, look at this. Boy, people are excited to have you on here today. We don't usually have this many people right off the bat. What's up, Patty? Jacqueline? Nye, welcome, everybody. JC, AB, Art. Man, look at this. Richard says, hey, it's Friday. That's right. Friday. Oh, look, Dorn. Already throwing some shade, Paul. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Already throwing some shade.
Does my mic sound better now?
It's still crackly for some reason.
Weird. I don't know why.
It's not like feedback. It just sounds a little staticky. Do I sound that way to you on your end?
No, you sound fine.
Yeah, it's like as soon as you start talking, it's like
very weird.
Well, let's see. Well, man, look at all those comments in here. Yeah, fantastic, awesome. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. Look, already 70 people here live, and we're just getting started. Hey, if you're on here, make sure you hit the like button. Give us some love. We'd appreciate that. Jessica said you might want to log out and log back in. You want to try that real quick?
Yeah, I'll try that.
Cool. All right, Paul's going to log out and log back in. Hey, listen, this is an interactive show today. So, as you guys know, we've been emailing about a course that Paul put out this week. He brought to us. We were excited to bring it out. Maps Quick Client Formula. How many people on here picked that course up? If you did, let me know. Like, have you looked at it? What do you think so far? Do you have any questions about it? We can pop those in the chat. We'll take those too. We're going to do some shout outs. Oh, look, I love it. Like likes and loves coming in. That's awesome. Appreciate it. And I'm trying to look up. So if this is you, there is a link that our team that can drop in the chat. If you click that link and give StreamYard permission, then we can see you just like this, just like we see Tony here. It shows us your profile. Plus two, really important why you want to do that is we are going to be giving away some Cash App money towards the end of this show. And in order to win that, we have to be able to recognize you. So if somebody from the team can put that link in the comments so we can get everybody to grant StreamYard permission, because I want to make sure that you are able to get in for the drawing. So StreamYard has this awesome, here it is. You'll see this right here. Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. So we found StreamYard has an awesome giveaway feature, Paul. So later on the show, I'm going to be giving you guys a special hashtag to drop in the chat. And when you put that hashtag in, it will automatically enter you into the drawing for the Cash App prizes. So I'm not going to reveal that yet, but yeah, make sure you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and grant it permission. And it says, Cameron says, give permission to share your name and profile here. So You should see that in the comments as well. So awesome. Happy Friday, everybody. Okay. Paul, what's the weather like in Wisconsin?
It's like 37 out right now. It was 75 like a few days ago, and then dropped down
So
again.
you get a little bit of a heat wave, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit of a heat wave, a little bit of sunbathing later.
Luckily, I'm bouncing back and forth between here and Florida, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah. See, I'm that way. Like, I don't mind the cold as long as I can get out of it.
Yeah, same. You know,
Like, if it's not for very long or doesn't, like, the thing I love about Vegas is that, to me, it gets just the right amount of cold.
okay.
Like, just the right amount of cold to wear a long sleeve shirt or like a hoodie or a sweatshirt, but not
Yeah.
so cold that you're like, that it's prevents you from going outside. But yeah, we started to warm up a little. We're up in the 70s right now, like 70.
That's perfect.
78. Yeah, this is the great time. I mean, it does get really hot here, for about 3 months, but like the other 9 months are nice, I think. Like, and this is some of the best weather that we have here. So
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
Awesome,
love
yeah.
that.
Cameron, he says it's a balmy 54 in Michigan.
Yep, similar temp.
Yeah.
for
Well, awesome.
sure.
Well, hey, why don't we start this show out with doing some shark shout outs? We love to celebrate the wins that people share in our community. We're going to go through these. Then we'll spend some time talking with Paul about Google Maps, some of the opportunity there, some of the trends he sees, some ways that you guys can use that to your advantage. We're going to take your questions. So we'll start with that. So first up, I want to say this. So, we share wins every week, and I want to remind everybody, if you have a client that you bill on a regular basis, please, whenever you collect an invoice, share that win. Like, we want to hear those wins because, a lot of times people just share the first one and then we never hear again. But like, I think it's awesome. I saw somebody posting last week. They were like, $600 client, which is a good solid win. But then the next thing was like, this is the 8th payment they've made. I'm like, well, I mean, like, that is an awesome win, right? So It's really great to see that, we as local marketers, we can be out there. We can not only find people to buy the services we offer, but we can also find people to buy the recurring services, which is one of the great things that we'll talk about with Maps and what you got going on with Maps Quick Client Formula and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to do some shout outs. Paul, feel free to jump in and comment on anything you want.
Sounds good.
Here we go. So first up, we've got Megalodon Dorn Britton, who does all of our Shark Alliance trainings, which are awesome, by the way. He's also an Agency Evolution member. Dorn sold 5 paid audits, $2,500 total.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. This is interesting, Paul, because I saw somebody in our Facebook group ask, like, is anybody I can't remember if they said, is anybody selling audits or if anybody's using audits to get clients? And and then Dorn posted this one, 5 paid audits, $500 an audit. Like, this is one of the very first foot in the door strategies that Nick and I released. Do you use this at all with Google Maps?
I mean, you totally can. It's kind of similar. The nice part about audits is that you're really giving them some goodwill up front. So yeah, totally.
Yeah. And really just, I mean, that is really just a matter of like, reaching out to them and just letting them know what the issue is and how you can fix it. Right. Like, I know in the Maps Quick Client Formula, you share one of my favorite strategies.
Okay.
Reach out, which is making the little Loom videos.
Yes. Yep.
Right?
I love that. It's so personable, right?
Yeah. It's so personalized. It's so different, right? And saying like, hey, I spotted something you might want to take a look at. I just shot a quick video to show you what it is. Like, I think it's just got so much stuff going for it. But those can actually be like little mini audits without being an audit. Like, just doing that video and showing a business owner, like, let's just take their maps, their Google Business Profile maps listing, for example. If you just have a little video that's like, hey, look, when I pull up the maps here, I see these people who I assume are probably competitors of yours. that have claimed their profiles and are way up here. And then I see you're like kind of like way down here, and but you haven't even claimed your profile. Like, you definitely want to fix that if you want to be able to compete or even surpass these people. So, I just wanted to shoot this video. I love your place. I love your food, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I love what you do. I just want to make sure you fix that. If you need any help with it, feel free to just hit reply. I'm happy to jump on a call and that kind of stuff. So
the cool part too about Maps is it's a lot easier than if you're doing changes to like the website, right? Because you're working right on the listing. So it's a lot easier and a lot faster to sort of get stuff done. So that's why I like it.
Yeah. Awesome. So Michael, basically paid audits are like a more in-depth audit. So what I was just talking about there with Paul and what he's doing with Maps Quick Client Formula, that's something that we do just to let people know and get the conversation going, right? But you can do like more detailed audits where you not only look at their Maps listing, but you examine their website, you examine their social media presence, and then you examine like their top 3 competitors. And really what you do is put together an overview of how they stack up against that competition, right? And so for those, because they take time and there's more involved to them, we charge for those. So that's what that is. And Michael, make sure that you go and grant StreamYard permission. So when we do the drawings later for the Cash App money, you're in there. There's a link in the comments. Okay. Yeah, what Dave said. Yeah, we did our audits, Dave, without any fancy software. We just did them the old-fashioned manual way, which we didn't mind doing because we were charging for them, right? We were charging for them. So, all right, let's see who's next. Next up, Joanne Westwood. She's an Agency Evolution member. By the way, Shushan, these graphics this week are awesome. I love this green background and looks like the pictures are taped up anyway. Good job, Shushan. Good job, Shushan. Joanne Westwood recently met with a local nonprofit that needs help with their website. $600. Solid win.
Yeah,
Solid win.
Totally.
Yeah. Shoot. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Next up, Mr. Sandy Smith, an Agency Evolution member as well. One of our newer members in there. Sandy sold 4 ad spaces for $750 each for his second, not his first, his second 9x12 mailer card. Awesome job.
Yeah.
When I saw this win, those mailer cards, Paul, they have a special place.
I know they hit close to home. That's how you got your start. I remember.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just like, man, that's really great. So I love it, and that again, like, man, when we, so many things, when we're talking about Maps and Google Business Profile, like one of the things I love about it and what you're teaching inside that course, Paul, is Maps is evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And it leads into almost everything. Like,
yes.
Like every other service.
Yeah. Anything out there, because you can go in and say, hey, while I was doing this to your Maps listing, I noticed your website needs a little love. I noticed your social media needs a little love. Like, it is such a great transition. And then it's just, it's not, yes, they've changed the name of it a few times, but it's not going anywhere. Right. Like, they're not going anywhere.
Those are good opportunities too when that happens.
Yeah. Well, and I think, it's so easy to get caught up in the flashy lights and the sparkle, like everything that's going on with AI right now, AI, like all the flashy sparkle and stuff. It's easy to forget that there are a lot of solid foundational things that you can never go wrong building your business on, because they're always going to be in demand. They're always going to be needed. And now you may be able to angle them to fit a current trend or whatever, but they're solid stuff. And I think Maps is one of those things.
I agree. Yep. 100%. And stuff like AI is definitely useful for everything else too. Like, it's a tool, but it's not going to replace the foundations by no means.
Yeah. Well, that's, again, that's another thing I love about the Maps Quick Client Formula.
Yeah, we show how to use it inside.
You show people how to use AI to do the fulfillment like nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
big fan of automation.
Yeah, it makes it nice when you can do things and not have to be right over them, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Gosh, I keep doing that. Okay. Next up, Mr. Richie Cronin, another Agency Evolution member, upsold a restaurant/bar to an AI chatbot. Look at that. I'm just talking about AI.
That was a good segue. Did you plan that out?
He's like, yeah, Tom, do what you want. I'll just take the money. $100 a month. That's awesome, Richie. I love it. I love it. I love it. Next up, Mr. Cody Weaver sold an industrial website for a paint. Is that striping or stripping?
I was wondering that too. It could be like for blacktop.
Oh, I wondered if it was stripping or yeah. Anyway, $1,800.
Nice.
Awesome win.
That's really good one.
Awesome win. Awesome win. Kristen Bedard sold a website to an existing client who's getting into asphalt paving as a side gig. Wow, that's quite the side gig.
Yeah. That's cool.
You know, that never would have occurred to me. I never would have been like, I think I'm going to start a side business. Asphalt paving. That sounds like
you need to get them connected now with the painting.
Yeah, connecting with the other guys. Well, that's so funny to me because like when I hear that, I think, God, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. But
hey, what a great business and what a great win, Kristen. That's awesome. $700. That's fantastic. And the team over at Nick Ponte Marketing picked up 2 new clients, a $3,000 a month SEO and Google ads plus $250 one-time setup fee to a shark diving company. We need to be working with a shark diving company.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me. That's finally shark diving company.
That's a perfect match.
Yep. And then $2,000 a month Google ads campaign plus $250 one-time setup fee to a surf lesson and kayak tour company. They probably never want to hear from the shark diving company, right? Like those are 2 niches and ons. But yeah, really great wins. Really great wins. So that brings our week's roundup to a combined total of $14,796 that you out there generated for the week of April 13th through the 19th. That brings our grand total since the start of 2024 to $301,621. Dorn says I skipped a shout out. Hold on. Let me go. Hold on, Dorn. Let's go. Dorn? Oh, Brandon. We're right. Look at this. And probably the most important, relevant one to our show today.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, Brandon Stewart, who is also an Agency Evolution member, he closed 2 Maps Google Business Profile monthlies for $599. So $599 a month. Then an existing client who was so happy with Brandon's work on her Google Business Profile monthly that she called 2 referrals right in front of him and set an appointment.
Way to go.
Woohoo! Man, that's awesome.
Referrals are so great. That's like such a under talked about strategy too.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you say that because like I've always thought when it comes to sales, like one of my early business mentors said, really what you want is a warm referral. Like,
yeah.
And so if you can't get, and by a warm referral, I mean, like a name Deborah calls up Alan and says, hey, you should talk to Tom. He can really help you solve this problem you have. Like that's what we call a warm referral, right? So that you're not going in cold. You're not going in cold. And then you can reach out to Alan and be like, hey, Deborah told me to give you a call. Like it's just a way easier conversation. So, Paul, we've always looked for ways to manufacture that.
Yeah.
So,
it's almost always a slam dunk.
Yeah. Yeah. It just makes it so much easier. One way we've done that in the past is like, and I really used to do this with the mailer is if somebody's like, no, I'm not really interested. I'm like, hey, that's great. But do you know anybody here in town that you think this might be good for? And then that's how I got the pizza place that was on our card for years. I went to a taco place and they weren't interested, but he's like, oh, you should talk to this guy over at the pizza place. So when I went there, I was like, hey, so-and-so told me to come talk to you. And it was just like, it was instant. Right. That's cool. So you can do that too with your prospecting when it comes to maps and things like that as well. Like if you reach out to somebody and they're not interested, don't just blow them off. Say, hey, look, I totally get it. Like, completely understand. Do you have any business friends that you think this might be good for, or that might be a good fit? And then that way you can do that thing where you reach out and say, hey, so-and-so told me to give you a call. So
that's super smart.
Yeah, that's one level of doing it. But then when you look at all of the strategies we use to get our foot in the door, that's really what those are, right? A foot in the door strategy is really a way to manufacture a warm lead, because instead of it being a referral from somebody else, we're doing it with an offer that is just is good enough to get them in, so we can start to build that relationship. So yeah, this is great stuff. So, awesome work, Brandon. And yeah, if you guys want to learn how to do this, how to get these, Google Business Profile, when we talk about maps, Google Business Profile, we're talking about the same thing there.
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to do this and stuff like that, we've got an awesome course from Paul that we've got on a special price right now. So I'll share a link here in a minute. You guys can go check it out and we'll take questions and stuff. But awesome work, Brandon. Awesome work. So anyway, that's our total, $301,621. And really nice work, everybody out there. Really nice work. I love that, Paul.
Me too. Yeah, good job, everyone. That's awesome. Amazing work. I love seeing that.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, let's go over and take a look. I want to see if we have any. Okay, so. Oh, here we go. Here's a great question. So, Safwan says he recently joined Maps Quick Client Formula. Welcome, Safwan. Excited to have you in there.
Yes.
He said, Paul, is there a way to increase the reviews in Google Business Profile, or will the reviews increase automatically when we put images and optimize Google Business Profile description?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's putting a strategy in place, talking to your client and making them be proactive about reaching out for reviews, and really like getting them to do that after they're like kind of what Tom just talked about with the referral thing. It's almost the same thing with reviews. Once they finish up the job, like if it's a service-based industry, they should really be asking, hey, can you do me a favor and leave a review if you're happy with the work, and encouraging them to do that. So it's really more so like a discussion you're going to have with your client and be like, hey, this profile would perform a whole lot better if you did this. So it's kind of like a teamwork thing, and putting a strategy in place that way. Someone's saying that you can get like like postcards, not mailers, but like postcards or like pamphlets as well. That's another thing that you can do that kind of give instructions on how to leave a review. But yeah, I mean, definitely asking for them is like the biggest thing, and teaching your clients to do that.
Yeah, I've seen those little, sometimes people put little placards in a business where they just scan a QR code and it takes them to be able to leave a review, or they hand out little business cards where you can leave a review. One thing that I've done in the past for clients, and I'm always surprised that clients don't ever, it's just a reminder that the simple things that we often take for granted as digital marketers are just like not even in the awareness of most people. And that is just putting a link in an email signature to leave a review.
Yeah.
Like, most businesses are having email communication with customers, just adding a link in the signature of their emails that says, hey, we would love to hear a review. Or if they're sending out some type of update emails, most businesses aren't even doing that. Like, even just putting that little tiny thing in there can help them do that as well.
Yeah, Dorn says he does QR codes on a flyer, so that's one way to do it as well. You could come up with a QR code, or like Thomas saying, just even like some sort of email follow-up that gets sent out to every client after they're done with the job, that just says, hey, I hope you were happy with the service. If you were, please leave us a review. It would really help out a lot.
Yeah. Michael, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I mean, the Google Maps Quick Client thing I think it's under $30. I'm not sure what you're talking about. $299. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, but yeah, the main course that you get for, it's under $30. Like, it has everything you need in it to take action and get results. So yeah. I mean, we kind of pride ourselves on doing that, making sure we give you everything you need to get results, right? All that other stuff is great. It can help you supercharge things and get stuff faster, but if you're on a budget, you don't need it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Dave says, I believe asking for feedback gets a better response than asking for reviews. Yeah, that's a good point, Dave. That would be something that'd be interesting to test, right?
That would be. Yeah, I haven't tested that, but I believe it, actually. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Let's see. Hold on. I'd like to know the answer to that too. Somebody said they went to the chiropractor today and they emailed them a link for review. Yep. I get a lot of those via SMS too. Hey,
I was just going to say that. I do too.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for visiting. Would you mind leaving a review? Let's see. Okay, I'm looking for a question here. I don't know who this is. By the way, again, we're going to be doing a drawing here towards the end of the stream. I'm going to give you guys a hashtag to put in the comments. So you have to grant StreamYard permission, though, to be able to be entered into the drawing. So if you haven't done that, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, grant them permission, and then you'll be able to get in the drawing. So this says, a few people I talked to, they think setting up a GMB is all that is needed. How do you show ongoing value to justify a retainer?
Great question. I believe we have a training coming up on Thursday on this topic, but essentially, to give like a helicopter overview, it's a maintenance thing. So right now with the Google Business Profiles, they want to see that you're active on that profile. And if you stop becoming active, it can impact your rankings. So that alone is reason enough to justify a retainer to keep active on it.
Okay. So mainly it's about maintenance.
Yeah, about maintaining the listing and staying active, because if you're not active on the listing, you could lose rankings that way. So that's primarily what it comes. It's just stuff like responding to reviews, the Q&A section, things like that. Things that don't take a lot of time, but still need to be done. And, doing that's easy to justify the retainer. Also, you can do other things too, like prove that what you're doing is working, looking at analytics and showing that what you're doing is working for them. That's going to keep people paying as well.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. Trying to look and see. Oh, yeah. Somebody said, yes, we talked about that. We talked about tying in the Google review card. So Lynette has a question. It says, you mentioned bad reviews. What do you do for that business? Are you asking us that, Lynette? Like if a business has bad reviews? Because I know we get the question a lot, like from business owners and people in our community, like, oh, I got a client who has bad reviews. How do I get those removed? I know no way to get them removed. And Paul, do you know any way to get them removed?
You can get them removed, but it usually requires a court order. So you usually have to engage in a lawsuit and then show Google that you're engaged in a lawsuit, and then you can get them removed. Usually it's not going to go that far. I mean, usually you're just going to want to do a flushing them down strategy of adding more positive reviews to outweigh it. I mean, it's not every business is going to be perfect. And honestly, if a business is perfect, has a perfect rating, it kind of looks suspicious anyways, because you can't please everyone. That's just like the way it goes. So usually the strategy is to get more positive reviews in.
Gotcha. And Doran says Google Stacks, review campaigns, weekly posting, review responses, Q&A. Those are all things they do for that maintenance.
Yep. 100%.
Is there anything you want to add about is there anything else you can add about the Thursday call? I mean, we're just going to dive a little deeper into that, right?
Yeah, we're going to dive deeper into, getting people on recurring and, what that consists of, what you're doing to justify retainers, stuff like that, to turn this $500 thing into something more sustainable long-term that you're building a residual income about.
Yeah, because that's really the goal, right? Like when we go in with a foot in the door thing, like, yes, a $500 client is awesome. A one-time fee to do that, great, fantastic. But we'd like to build up some foundation to our business. So the way we do that is through recurring, right?
Yes.
So what is a typical
Oh, the call's Wednesday, Cameron says. Sorry.
Oh, Wednesday.
One day earlier. Yeah. Thanks, Cameron.
What's a typical monthly retainer fee?
Usually 1,000 is like kind of the sweet spot, but it can go anywhere from 500 to 1,500, just depending on how big the niche is and competition, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, Lynette was asking about better use. Do you stay away or do you help? Lynette, honestly, it would depend on the situation for me. Yeah, I mean, because like there's helping a business, like there's a difference, right? Like if I go to a business and all they have are bad reviews, like there's not much I'm going to be able to do marketing wise to help them, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to evaluate the situation. You don't want to set yourself up and put yourself in a place where you're there's no chance of winning that battle, right? So if it's a business that has the majority, they have a majority of positive reviews, or like here's the other thing of that. They don't have any reviews, but they have one negative review. Like, well, their issue is really generating reviews. So let's generate reviews. Now, if we start generating them and they're all negative, then that's something we have to address with them. But
yes. Yeah. Lynette too, as far as the retainer thing, just another thing to add. I think also a lot of it's going to depend on how much your client is billing their clients too. So like if you have a roofer who's doing $15,000 roof installs, it's pretty easy to justify $1,500 a month retainer because they land one client. Like it's a no-brainer for them. So keep that in mind as well when you're trying to figure out what to charge.
Yeah. One thing I do want to do here. So if you haven't checked out MAPS Quick Client Formula yet, you can go check it out. You just go to offlinesharks.com/MAPS clients. And, don't go digging all into it now, but right now it's on a special launch price. So you can go check out the course there. So offlinesharks.com/MAPS clients. I'm just going to let that scroll at the bottom. Again, here in a little bit, I'm going to give you guys a hashtag. You're going to put it in. We're going to give away some Cash App money. But okay, let's go back to some questions here. So somebody said, Michael is saying, at what cost do you mean? Like, what do you charge for the reviews? So, Michael, I know, like, I wish I could tell you that there's like some magic price, like, oh, if you just charge X, you're going to be golden. But that's not really how it works with digital marketing, right? Like, the reason we say, $500 to get your foot in the door is because that's an amount that's pretty within the range of the typical small business without too much. Like even a business that might view 500 as a lot is still likely to be like, okay, it's not crazy, right? Like
they're willing to take the jump without much trust.
Yeah, without much trust. Exactly. But when you start looking at pricing, more detailed things, a lot of it depends. I mean, I know everybody hates to hear this answer, but like a lot of it depends. It depends on what the situation is for that business, what their competitors are doing. It depends on how much time you think it's going to take you to fix those problems, right? It also, a lot of times too, it can depend on, how much involvement and how fast do they want to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Right. Do they want to get it fixed really fast? Well, that's going to cost more than if we fix it over time and all those types of things. So it's really hard to just throw out numbers because, I can tell you what we've charged some clients, but those numbers are based on unique things. But on average for Google Maps, you're going to be charging $500 an initial one time, and then you're going to be doing anywhere from $500 to $1,500 recurring.
Some of these comments are funny.
Yeah, we'll get there. Let's see. Okay, so this is great. So, I just kind of assume like, oh, people don't know what the heck we're talking about. I always do that. So Paul, can you kind of give us a high level overview of what you're showing them how to do inside of Maps Quick Client Formula?
Yeah, so Google kind of points out some things that every Google business profile should have on it in order to get results. And Maps Quick Client Formula shows how to identify those profiles that are missing that and offer a simple strategy to fix it and get them to pay you $500 to get your foot in the door. And of course, you can stop there if you want, and it's a great way to make money. But the goal is, of course, to try and make even more money and upsell them other things. Like Tom said, you might discover their website is bad and they need a new website, or other things that come up. So that's kind of the short version.
Yeah, I mean, what I love about the course is, number one, it's really straightforward, and it's not like a typical course where you're going to get in there and you're just like overloaded with information. Like Paul really did a great job of showing you and teaching you what you need to know to do the thing, so that you can do the thing as quickly as possible, right? So, he shows you how to find the people that need the help. He shows you how to do the reach out. And then he shows you how to use AI to do the fulfillment, which is really great. So like it's all complete in there, and you don't have to get a master's degree in Maps or Google Business Profile or become a Google engineer. Like, you can talk intelligently about what you're doing, have confidence in your ability to deliver on what you're telling them, and do it in a professional way, close deals, and get referrals and all that kind of stuff. So this is something we do get in our community from time to time, but I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts on this? How do you handle when Google suspends one of your clients?
I mean, it's not really your fault if they get suspended. It's usually, are they breaking one of the guidelines? And sometimes it can be rectified and fixed. Sometimes it's as simple as reaching out to the Google support and they'll fix it. And if they're not breaking any like terms of service, like that's usually what'll happen. It'll get fixed. So
I think this is an important distinction to make, because we're not advocating or teaching you to do anything that would get a profile suspended.
No, not at all. If they're getting suspended, it's something they're doing wrong, and you can certainly help them fix that, but it's not your fault by any means.
Yeah, so the account is not going to be suspended by something you're doing from what Paul teaches in Maps Quick Client Formula.
No,
like, everything there is super white hat, above board, like, yeah.
And Google, believe it or not, Google Maps has AI starting to build into optimization as well. So they're okay with AI even, which is cool.
That's great. That's good to know. So they're building AI into the optimization,
which is really cool.
Yeah. Let's see. We already talked about the call. The call is Wednesday, everybody, just so you guys know. Yes, Jacqueline. I see you there. Okay, here we go. Richard says, Paul, would I charge a client for the Google Maps gig $500 one time or recurring? So go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, what we're teaching is a one-time thing, but the call on Wednesday will show how to roll them into a recurring, if that's what you want to do.
Yep, there we go. Let's see. Cameron, do we know? I think it's typically we do these around 3 p.m. Eastern, I think. So it's probably somewhere around there. Yes, that's right. Wednesday is the new Thursday for us. Is that the one you were laughing at earlier?
No, I was laughing at the $1 million client.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I must have missed that one. Oh, I haven't got there yet. But
when we were talking about price point, Taylor said just price it at $1 million because that's a great ROI.
That is just price it at $1 million because that's a great ROI. That's awesome. Yeah, Chandra. So we'll send out some emails with links to register. If you picked up Maps Quick Client Formula, you should already be registered for the training. So if you bought the course, you should already be registered. But we will send out emails. We'll probably post in the Facebook group as well, so you'll see it all in there. So as long as you don't go dark, you shouldn't miss it. And it's going to be it'll be like a webinar, Charlene. So we'll do it there. Let's see what's included in that. I'm not sure who this is. Again, if you can grant
That's what we talked about earlier.
Oh, okay.
Like the retainer, like the monthly posting, Q&A, reviews, keeping the listing updated, maintained so that they don't lose any rankings is what would be included in the retainer.
Gotcha. Avi, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great way to jumpstart, you know? You know, it's always, you know, I was just talking about this with Nick and Cameron the other day because, you know, a lot of times, you know, we share certain strategies and certain things for different reasons. And, you know, Maps Quick Client formula checks a lot of the boxes for us, right? Because a lot of times when you're like, let's say that you've heard about this digital marketing thing, or you're just trying to get your initial first traction, right? You really want something that you can try to kind of validate that, hey, this is, you know, this is doable, this can work, I can make this work without having to invest a ton of money, without having to, you know, figure out a bunch of stuff. Like, you know, it can be kind of frustrating if you're like, oh, I think doing SEO is awesome. So you spend a year learning SEO only to discover that you hate it. Right? like that's like not what we want. So, you know, this really is a great way to dip your toes and fingers and get traction without having to spend a ton of time learning all that complicated stuff. And, you know, look, this is gonna get you some results and some traction. Like, are you gonna get rich selling $500 map optimizations? Probably not. But like, that's not really the goal of this, right? The goal of this is to take some action and get some results, right? And then if you're like, hey, this is all good and I like this, then we can start expanding that out and spending more time and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, look, right now, I mean, what do you got to lose, right? Give it a shot, try it. I think you guys will be surprised.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see.
And this one hits close to home for me because that's actually how I got started. You know, like you got started with the noise, like the Google Map stuff is what got me going.
Well, yeah, when we got started in 2016, you were at that time like the Maps, you were the Google Maps guy.
Yeah.
Right. And like,
I started doing this in 2010 full time. Google Maps.
My goodness.
Yeah. Like my agency was solely focused on Google Maps in 2010.
You know, I know a lot of people on here probably don't know this, but I've always thought this is so awesome because, you know, since we've known each other for so long and, you know, we've done a lot of trainings together and things like that. So a couple of things you guys might not know about Paul. Number one, he's a magician. He did magic as a hobby. So him and I hit it off there. It always surprises me how many.
I actually did it semi-professional. I did birthday parties, Christmas parties. Yeah.
Semi-professionally. Okay. Semi-professionally.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it does magic as well. You've also you've been recording music, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like recording music, doing some things like that.
Pretty seriously, actually. I've got some deals lined up pretty soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let me know when you're out here playing.
You might hear me on the radio one day. We'll see.
I expect to see you at the Win.
Yes.
The Win or someplace like that. The wife and I'll come down and see you.
Awesome.
And where there's something else I was going to do.
Spotify.
So magic, music, marketing. You know, he spends time in Wisconsin and he spends time in Florida. And didn't you, if I remember correctly, so when you were first getting started back in 2010, did you work for Walmart?
Yeah, that was before that. But yeah, I did.
Yeah, you used to work at Walmart, right?
Yes, as a cashier.
As a cashier, and then you had a band, right? Weren't you had this little band going on, and then you started doing these maps listings, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. You got it.
I remember the picture you showed me of I remember a picture of like an old car in front of a little garage. Was it like, I forget, it was where you lived or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother's garage.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
I mean, like, look, you know, I share that stuff because I mean, all of that came from Google Maps, right? I mean,
yeah.
Paul was getting clients right in love with Google Maps, having a lot of success there, and then just started showing other people how to do it. So he's been in this game for a while. And I say that to say that, you know, like what you're getting inside Maps Quick Client Formula is all of that experience, you know, plus all the things that are current. Like there's a lot of things that stay the same, but then there's little changes and little things here. And a lot of that stuff you can't figure out unless you're doing this day after day, month after month, year after year. And that's why Paul is able to, I think that's why you're able to distill it so succinctly and make such a laser focused course about exactly what you need, right? Because you've been down every rabbit hole there is.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yep. I've encountered just about every problem. So
that's you know, I always tell, it's funny you say that, because I always tell Nick, like, you know, sometimes when we talk to people, they're like, yeah, I'll tell people about Origin Art of Business, and they're always like, that is so smart. And it always makes me laugh inside, because I know the only reason we're doing that is because we jacked it up so bad that like we're like, we don't ever want that to happen again. So we're going to do this instead. Like almost everything that you would look at in our business and think that's smart came because we messed something up.
Yep. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Yeah. So Lynette says some businesses go after their competitors, so they put a bad review that is fake. Oh, yeah. That happens. Always some bad actors, right? Always some bad actors. Let's see. There. Oh yeah. By the way, this is only open until I believe tomorrow. So I believe the special pricing goes away tomorrow night. So there is a price increase tonight, a small one, not a lot, but tomorrow there's a big price increase once this little, few day launch thing is over. So if you want to get it at the lowest price possible, go to offlinesharks.com/maps client right now and get it today. It'll be a little more expensive tomorrow, not much. But then tomorrow night it goes up big. So, keep an eye out. Oh, awesome. Shelly said she picked it up right before the call. Awesome. Shelly, welcome.
Welcome. Yeah. Super excited to have you.
Awesome. Okay. So I don't know who this is. If you get a chance, grant StreamYard permission, because here in a minute, we're going to do a giveaway of some Cash App money, and I have to be able to see your profile for you to get entered. But again, Paul, just real quick, what exactly is it we're teaching them to do in Maps Quick Client Formula?
Yeah, we're teaching them how to land $500 using a foot in the door strategy that identifies Google business profiles that are missing information that Google really wants to see on them. And I'm showing you how to close them, how to get the deal, the email templates that do all of that, and then how to fulfill the service with AI so you don't have to do much work. There
you go. Oh yeah, there's the $1 million. Get one client with ROI. That's great. That's great. Roger Sweet, do me a favor. Roger, go to offlinesharks.com/support. Let our team know that you want the special pricing, but it's going to be Thursday, and I'm sure they can work something out with you. Barbara says, can these services be outsourced? Absolutely.
Even better, we're using AI, so you could have an outsourcer do the AI work, but it's up to you. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Cool. Art says, I picked up yesterday, I was able to go through the whole training in a couple hours. Awesome.
Yep.
Let's see. Michael says, can you comment here about how to get a Google Business Profile listing 100% complete? Is the email Google wants you to get necessary?
Yeah, that's kind of what we talk about inside, is really doing that. So it's just adding in all of the necessary information that they ask for.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I'm just looking to see if we miss any questions. So while I'm scrolling through here to see if there's any more questions, we do want to do something that we do every live show. So here's what I need all of you to do. I'm going to share my screen here. I need you in the chat, and then we can answer any last minute questions after this. But in the chat, I need everybody that wants to be entered to win the Cash App money to put this hashtag in the chat. Hashtag quick client. All one word. Hashtag quick client. So put that hashtag in the comments. And as you see, look, the entries right here. See that? They're going up as people put them in. And then here in a second, we are going to draw and give away $25 in cold, hard cash to 2 lucky winners. So get your entries in. Remember, hashtag quick client.
This is a cool feature.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
It is cool.
I'm gonna go back to that in a minute. It's really neat when you run the drawing too. So yeah, and I think right now it's some like Maps Quick Client Formula right now is somewhere around $27, maybe 28, somewhere in there, but really inexpensive. Again, we always pride ourselves on what you purchase on the front end, having everything you need to get traction and have success. So the front end course by itself is complete. We do have a series of upgrades that you can get that can help you do things faster, quicker, give you some more assets to do all that kind of stuff. You don't need them, but we have a lot of people that, really want to, a lot of people in our group like to go big, right? So, and we like to do that as well. So we like to provide support for that as well. So you'll see that stuff as you go through there and all those things, but you do have everything you need in the front as well. All right. Oh, look at all those hashtags coming in. Hey, look, it's not hashtag quick Kevin. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's hashtag quick client. All right, look, I'm going to play this song and then we're going to give away some Cash App money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, bling, bling, got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Okay, I see it, Richard. I see your question. We're going to get to that in a second. We're going to give away the first Cash App prize here. So I'm going to go back to the screen. So if you haven't, type in hashtag quick client, all one word, hashtag quick client. I'm going to give away one $25 Cash App prize right now, and then we're going to give away another one. So you still have a chance to get in. I'm going to go over here. And so, Paul, last week was the first week we did this. And I hit draw, and the winner was us.
No way. Really?
Yeah, in the chat, the Avalanche Sharks. I was like, I promise, it's not rigged.
Were you able to pick again?
Yeah. You can do it as many times as you want. So I just ran it again. But I was like, of course, the first time we do it, it picked, I was like, our little picture, Offline Sharks, winner.
That's really funny.
Oh, my God. Okay, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. The first winner of $25 in cold, hard Cash App money is Shelly.
Oh, nice. Shelly just jumped in too. Congrats.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? The confetti, the little thing. And then, of course, I always like to throw this in for good measure. So awesome, Shelly. Awesome. Okay, so look, I'm going to give away another Cash App prize, but I wanted to get this question real quick that I saw Richard asked. He said, Paul, I don't have a GBP of my own. Should I have one to show prospects I rank my higher with what I'm offering? Like, it's not necessary for you to have done this for yourself, right? To make what we do in Maps Quick Client Formula work.
Yeah, it's not necessary. If you want to do it, I mean, by all means, it's fun to do. And I know Nick has one, I have one. So yeah, it's fun to do. And it definitely can help get clients, like for things like web design and stuff like that. So if you want to do it just to like get in there and get your hands dirty before you get clients, by all means you can, but you don't need to. We show you everything that you need to know inside. So
yeah, awesome stuff. And Shelly, if you just put in the comments your Cash App tag, or you can put your PayPal, somebody from the team will reach out to you too, to make sure that you get your prize money. And then what I really like about doing it this way is I get to play this twice.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, bling, bling, chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Okay, so we are going to draw another Cash App winner. So here we go. This is your last chance. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to put hashtag quick client in the chat. We got 124 people on this stream right now and only 56 people in the actual drawing. So I'm going to give you a minute. Remember, hashtag quick client, all one word. While you guys are doing that, then I'm going to draw for one more $25 Cash App prize. But while you're putting in hashtag quick client, so you're eligible, I just want to say, Paul, thank you for coming on and sharing
thanks for having me.
insight, answering the questions, hanging out with us. It's awesome. Maps quick client formula. It's going to be closing down tomorrow at midnight Pacific Standard Time. So there will be a slight price increase tonight. So if you want to get it at the lowest price possible, just go to offlinesharks.com/maps clients and grab it today. You'll be able to get it tomorrow, but then tomorrow night at midnight, the price really goes up. We are going to have a training on Wednesday of next week. I believe at 3 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday of next week. If you purchased Maps Quick Client Formula, you should already be registered and you don't have to do anything, but we will be sending out emails and reminders and links and all that stuff and posting in the Facebook group. So just keep your eye out for that as well. We do try, as long as we don't have any technical issues, we should record it and have a replay that we can show you guys. But, sometimes stuff happens. So always better to be there live so you can ask questions and get your situation. The things you're doing for your clients might be specific to you. So you can ask those and we can answer them. I'll be there. Paul will be there. I mean, it's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of high value there. So you're not going to want to miss that. Yep. That's going to be Wednesday. So again, everything closes Saturday night, Wednesday. So, all right, I saw some people got in there and let's draw again. So here we go. The winner of the second $25 Cash App prize is Richard Bowen. Richard, congratulations. That is awesome. So Richard, you can put your Cash App tag in, PayPal, or somebody from the team will reach out. We'll get you taken care of there. So awesome stuff. Oh, I did want to do one other thing before. Oh, I don't know where. Oh, hold on. I believe they are here. So I did want to do one more thing, and I should have done this earlier. I want to welcome new Agency Evolution member Daryl Patterson. Daryl, we're excited to have you inside. Awesome to see you get started and start this journey in Agency Evolution. So welcome. Maybe everybody can give Daryl a shout out in the comments or inside the Facebook group, welcoming him to the program. So
welcome aboard,
Daryl. Yeah, really excited to have him in there. And then I also want to give a shout out to our Agency Evolution members. So one of the big things with Agency Evolution for us is accountability, right? Helping each other stay accountable, get their things done. And so one of the things we wanted to do is every week we have an accountability check-in. And I just want to give a shout out to those members that are taking action inside that program and holding them and others accountable. So a big shout out to Robert, Bill, Sandy, Fisa, Michael, Alan, and Devendra. All of them posted in their accountability check-ins with what they've got going, what they've got done, what they need help with. So awesome stuff, everybody. Really, really appreciate that. So good things.
Awesome.
Paul, anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
I'm excited for everyone who's joined us inside, and thanks everyone for being on the call today and having me. Thank you, Tom and Nick, for having me as well. And yeah, I look forward to seeing everyone Wednesday too to do some more training with everyone. So it should be fun.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you on the training Wednesday. We'll see you inside the Facebook group. If you have any questions, you can ask them there, or you can reach out to offlinesharks.com/support. Thanks for hanging out with us this Friday. We'll be here next Friday, same shark time, same shark channel. Until then, stay safe, practice, aloha, everybody.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.